Hello, welcome to my channel. I have a lot of people asking for videos in English and I'm gonna do it. English is my second language, so I just want you to enjoy these videos and please leave a comment, subscribe, share, and thank you so much for watching. Today's video is gonna be one of those videos that some people don't like to talk about. Yes, it's about divorce. But, let's face some reality and some facts about divorce. 3 of the reasons why people divorce in the United States. Number 1 is infidelity. Yes, when someone in the marriage is unfaithful, and that is really something that affects the marriage. I read some cases, I talk to some people that actually went through this, and they say that it's miserable. It's the worst thing you can think of, because it just not affects the marriage, it affects the person, the husband or the wife. They keep asking constantly, what is wrong with me? What is wrong? Why did I do wrong? Why this person cheat on me? Why? It's not that it's something wrong with you. Let me tell you something. God created you beautiful, perfect. If you're a man or woman, God created you perfect. Sometimes as the humans, we make mistakes, and infidelity is a huge mistake. The problem is sometimes that we don't put attention to our marriage, and life here in the United States is the same thing every day. So you don't even go out. Sometimes couples don't even spend time together because they go to work. They get up at 5, 6, 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. They go to work. They don't come back sometimes until 7, 8 p.m. just to take a shower, have dinner, and go to bed. And they do this every single day. You have to find the balance. You have to find the right balance, and you have to put God into your relationship. Why? Because if you keep doing this constantly, sooner than later, something is going to happen in the relationship. When people don't spend time in the relationship, it tends to start getting really rough, and the problems start coming. And it's when some people don't put attention that you're not taking care of your significant other, and you're not praying for your significant other, and you're not doing things that you're supposed to be doing. And when I was reading, they said that 40 to 50% fall for divorce in 2018 in the United States. Yes, we need to start putting attention and taking care and fight for our marriages. Now, the young people, when they get married, sometimes they get married too young, and they start like, okay, they think it's really nice to be married, but like 1, 2, 3 problems into the relationship, boom, I want to get divorced. I don't want to be with you no more. I'm not going to live this life. They don't fight anymore. Believe me, the people that spend 30, 40 years, 50 years married, it was not a pure or honeymoon stage or anything like that. I'm sure they went through a lot of tough times, but they fight to keep their family together, to keep it together. Let me tell you something. I understand if this is constantly infidelity and your husband or your wife keep being unfaithful, lying, and abuse verbally or physically. Let me tell you something. You don't even have to fight. You have to move, because at any point you're gonna take any type of violence at any point. Why? Because it starts with you and then follows your kids, and then it's gonna be terrible. We need to take care of those little ones because they're seeing everything. Sometimes, like I say, when we're arguing, when we're super upset, we don't even think about them, but we have to do it. The second reason of divorce in the United States is communication. The number 1 friend that you have to have in your house is your significant other. It's your spouse, it's your wife, it's your husband. They have to know how do you feel every day, what happened to you today, even if it's just something stupid or something silly. Listen to them. They are the most important part of your life. Yes, I know. Sometimes my husband comes home and he starts telling me all about his work, and I am like, okay, I'm listening, but I don't understand anything. I don't understand the things that he does at work. He showed me his papers and all that. Oh, wow, that's cool. That's amazing. I can tell. I mean, he's smart, but I'm sorry, I don't get it. But let me tell you something. The point here is listening. I'm not saying I'm perfect, I'm the great listener or anything like that, but I try, and I know he does the same thing with me. When he comes home and I'm start telling him about the kids that are gay and all that, I know it's the same over and over and over and over. But I'm so glad when he comes home and I can finally talk to an adult. Communication is so important. Let your husband, your wife know how do you feel. Sometimes the divorce occurs because they never tell each other how do they feel. I was listening, before I start making this video, I will start listening some different situation and people talking about their marriages and their divorce and all that. And this lady say, I regretted it. It was the hardest time of my life. Divorce was the hardest thing of my life. But one of the things that I regret is because I never told my husband how I really feel. She said, I was thinking that I think if I will share that with him, he probably will understand me and probably will not even be in this position right now. And then the guy was saying, after the divorce and being by myself, I was thinking sometimes I was so selfish. And at one point I feel that I played the victim so many times. In a relationship, you have to learn how to say sorry. You have to say I forgive you. The third reason for divorce is financial problems. Yeah, you're probably thinking, how is financial problems is going to lead you to divorce? Yeah, it's probably going to be a rough time in a relationship, but what if, let me tell you something, some people can handle a bad time, bad financial problems, bad situation in the family, bad rough times. Some people can take it, and some marriages can go through it, but some of them not. So when your husband or you and your husband are going through difficult times, you need to be supportive. You have to stop suffocating your significant other with questions. Why did you lose your job? Why? What happened? You're not even good enough to keep a job, and things like that. That leads to people to divorce. I remember when my husband lost his job, we bought a house, and the same month we find out I was pregnant for my second baby, and the same month he lost his job. I was not working, so I had to start looking for a job, and I got a job, and I was doing part-time because my health, I was having health problems with my pregnancies, and it was really tough. My husband was doing a job was jumping from job to jobs to jobs. It was really stressful. And yes, we went through a really hard time, and yes, we got so many problems. Personally, emotionally, physically, like we were tired. We were exhausted. We were to a point that we couldn't take it anymore. But we start thinking, what are we gonna do? We have to go through this. We have kids. We have a family. We need to fight for our families. Unfortunately, people don't do that no more. They want to give up. First problem that comes to it. We need to be supportive in the difficult times in their relationship. But let me tell you something, the number one thing that can save your marriage, the number one thing that can save your marriage is proven, is God. If God is not in the relationship, you're wasting your time. Sooner than later, you're going to end up breaking up and divorce. I mean, no, it's not going to be perfect. But every time that you feel alone, that you feel that you can't keep fighting this battle, then you pray. Then you pray, God, please help me. Help my husband. Help my kids. God, please take care of my family. God, we put our marriage in your hands. And yes, things change. Things become better. Number 2, that I believe is a key to save your marriage. Honor and respect your significant other. Honor and respect them. Honor them. Everything they do. Be thankful. Even if it's something little, be thankful. Honor them. Always tell them how good he is and the thing he does. And respect your partner. If you start talking bad about your husband or your significant other in public, you're not honoring your significant other. Some people start making comments or saying things online about their significant others, and they think that people is gonna care. People is not gonna care about your problems. They're gonna be nosy, yes, but they're not gonna care if something good happened to you. You need to start thinking about him or her, period. And nobody else care. Fix your problems with your husband or your wife. Honor them, respect them. Nobody needs to know your problems. And one of the things that also it's important, communication. Communicate with them. Like I say in the beginning, communicate. Even if it's something silly or something that happens every day, just communicate with them. Tell them how you feel. Every day tell them you love them. Remind your wife, your husband, how much you love them. Yes, we have to learn how to forgive or ask for forgiveness. Those are the things that are going to save our marriage. Let's not be part of that statistics. Let's fight for our marriage and show our kids that we still have unconditional love. That there is still possibility of love someone forever. Let's do it. Let's teach our kids that marriage is forever. We have to work it out. We have to. We can't quit. For us and for them. Like I said at the beginning, there is circumstances where you need to go away. But when there is chances that you can still fight for your marriage, you can do it. Do it. We have to believe that God created marriage. We need to fight for our marriages. We are hurting our kids. We are hurting our new generations. A letter from a girl to divorced parents. Dear mom and dad, I know that you're hurting. I am hurting too. I feel and feed off your tension, fear and shock. Although I'm young and cannot express verbally what is happening in our lives, I'm still feeling it. I'm still feeling the impact. My heart is broken every time I have to give up on a parent. My sense of security is lost. Please don't assume I'm resilient. Please don't assume that my life will be exactly as it was and that I will continue to feel the same love from both of you. I am a human being just like you. I need love and attention, stability, consistency, affection, understanding, patience, and mostly to be wanted. When you fight over me or put me in the middle of your argument, you're sending me the message that winning with each other is more important than my life. I'm learning from you that it's better to be right than to be loved. You're teaching me that I came from a person who is unlovable and wrong, and that I am somehow wrong too. When you confide your hurt in my heart, you are storing up an adult pain and robbing me of my childhood. You're taking away my belief that love is unconditional and replacing it with the message that tells me to become hard and not to love because I will get hurt and not be able to recover. You may not understand this today, and I am so small you're not thinking about my future, but you're putting me at greater risk of getting a divorce myself. At times you're risking my safety to fill a void in your heart. My safety is your job. Without you and your protection, I'm unshielded from the world. This will be manifest in irrational fears for me because I will stay in a stage of fight or flight for most of my life. Someday, This initial shock will wear off, but how you choose to parent me through this crisis will never wear off. I will either feel your sense of selfness, support, protection, or I will have to scar my heart with a message that reads, good things happen to good people, so I must be bad. I hope this video make you think twice before you fight, before you argue. And if you are, find help. Look for help. Go to church. Get a counselor. Do something. Fight for your marriage.